Hey guys, what's up? Today I got something kind of weird for you. I'm going to be showing you how to make a vegan alternative to corned beef since we've got St. Patrick's Day coming up, and this recipe throws me back because when I was a little kid, not only did my family make corned beef brisket for St. Patrick's Day, but also sometimes my grandma, my Lola, would just take that canned corned beef, you know, the kind that's like basically cat food, but I freaking love that stuff. She would just mix it up into a hash and we would serve it with rice for dinner. And it's been years since I've had this, and this version is a Seitan corned beef, so it's mostly gluten. Let me show you how I did this. Of course, you'll need some vital wheat gluten. This is the protein from wheat berries, and you can find this at some health food stores or online. You'll also need some beans, any kind really, and if they're from a can, you'll want to rinse them really well. Now, I use a lot of spices in this recipe, but I know not everyone is a crazy spice lady like me, so just use what you have. These are spices that I like to put in every seitan recipe to make it more savory. So some black pepper, onion, garlic, and paprika. Smoked paprika tastes great in this recipe as well. I'm also adding some mustard, coriander, allspice, and cloves. You can sub in prepared mustard if you have some in your fridge. And if you don't have all these spices, I'd say you at least want to use the cloves, otherwise your seitan, it'll still taste good, but it won't have that characteristic corned beef flavor. I'm also adding some nutritional yeast. Again, if you don't have this, your seitan will still taste good, but this adds a bit of extra savory flavor. And you also need any kind of vegetable broth. I have this beef flavored vegan broth. And I also have some ginger paste and some tomato paste. You can use fresh ginger or some powdered ginger or just skip it altogether if you prefer. And finally, I have some vegan Worcestershire sauce. These are two brand options. If you don't have this, I'd recommend using a bit of soy sauce or some liquid aminos instead. Once you have all your ingredients assembled, this comes together very quickly. All you do is puree your beans with your wet ingredients. Then you pour that into your mixed dry ingredients. Start out by mixing with a spoon or a spatula, and then when it starts to come together, go ahead and knead it until it's nice and firm and springy. Then you'll shape it into a log, and you have two options to cook this. Number one is to wrap it very tightly in foil, twist the ends to seal it well, and then steam it for a full hour. It'll swell up against the foil. And the second option is to bake it. So for this, you'll add 2 cups of vegetable broth to a Dutch oven with some pickling spices if you have them, and bake it covered for an hour and a half. Give your seitan a flip halfway through, and if you want to make a full meal out of this, add some chopped carrots, potatoes, and cabbage during the last 30 minutes of cooking. And here are our results. The seitan steamed in foil is a little bit more dense, more firm, and the one baked in broth is more moist and tender. You might be able to see it has some more air bubbles in it, but both recipes do firm up a lot as they cool down. And you can store these in the fridge in an airtight container for up to a week, or seitan also freezes really well. So that's how I made seitan corned beef. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll have another one up in a day or two showing you some quick ideas for how you can use it, and I'll see you then. Bye.